What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. Now, it's safe to say that myself and Samsung have a love-hate relationship. I absolutely love the S Ultra series. From the 20 onwards, to be honest. I never really rocked with any of the ones before. That's not true. I had the S10 Plus. Did they have an Ultra then? Anyway, I digress. I've been using the S23 Ultra on and off all year, and it is easily in the top 3 or top 2 Android phones of 2023. And for that, I love Samsung. As you all know, I am passionate about foldable phones, and the Z Fold lineup just pisses me off. I hate Samsung for what they've done to customers over the past 3 years, specifically regarding the lack of upgrades on their phone. But when Samsung do something right, like the Ultra lineup, I will talk about it. So today, none of these jakey-fakey leaks and artificial intelligence videos made from China. This is words from my mouth. I am going to tell you exactly what to expect from the S24 Ultra and why you should probably hold on to your S23 Ultra and wait for a trade-in. Let's go. So a couple of things first. I want to apologise. There's literally roadworks. Somebody's getting their driveway extended. So if you can hear that work going on outside, apologies. Second thing, I have taken notes for this video on my new Remarkable 2 notepad. I am fairly disorganised, and when it comes to work and videos and scripting, yeah, the Remarkable 2 I will do a separate video on, but safe to say I'm impressed. Now, S24 Ultra wise, let me just do a John Prosser and have my notepad here. Software wise, and we'll get to the hardware because that's the most exciting parts. I know you're all waiting, but we do have to talk about some software. So, software wise, technically hardware, satellite connectivity. It's been rumoured, just like what Apple have, Samsung are going to have this. You'll have satellite messaging in the S24 lineup. For those in the UK, this is mostly a US kind of thing, but still cool for connectivity if you're lost in the woods. Don't know what you're doing there, but they will have that. Now, something else they're going to have the integrated S Pen. That's not giving away any secrets. But with the S Pen or with your finger, apparently, with the new software powered by the 8 Gen 3 chip for Galaxy, kind of like what Google Lens does, where you snap a photo and it can tell you the object, it can give you the price and the information about it, you'll be able to do that natively on the device by circling the image with your finger or with the S Pen. That's pretty cool. Means you don't have to go to the Google Lens app or do anything extra. Literally just circle the image and it'll give you all the information. This is the kind of AI enhancements that the 8 Gen 3 chip brings, and also the enhancements of AI in general. Now, sticking with AI, the new voice recorder app on the Samsung Galaxy will be able to record 10 voices at one time, identify between all voices almost like a script, and it'll be able to do that offline. It will not need internet connectivity to do that. So for me personally, in meetings and work, we are in a concrete building where signal is poor, and if I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi because I get 8 new phones a month, this could come in quite clutch. What else did I write down for software? It would help if I could read my own handwriting here. But yes, the single take. So single take is a function in the camera where you can essentially use all lenses or most lenses at the same time. Historically, you couldn't use the 10x periscope zoom lens. Now you can. And that leads us nicely on to some hardware/software benefits that the 8 Gen 3 chip brings regarding the camera. So, there are leaks and rumours around that there will be no 10x zoom lens. It will be replaced by a 5x. That is not accurate, however, it's half correct. I feel like there's a phone manufacturer out there that removed a 3x zoom from their large device and made it a 5x, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe it'll come to me later. Maybe you could let me know in the comments if a certain phone manufacturer has done that. Well, yes, Samsung are not copying, doing the same. They are removing the 3x optical zoom lens and replacing it with a 5x. Now, this is important because it's going to be 50 megapixels, which then means it can actually do 5x optical zoom video recording in 8K. I don't use 8K, some people do. I just think in general, the fact that we can have 5 times optical zoom recording in 8K, that's amazing. And it again shows the power of technology and that Qualcomm chip. So, may as well stick with the cameras. The 200 beast megapixel camera that is on here is going to be on the S24 Ultra. They're not going to remove that. The benefits of having that camera means it will bend down. So like what Apple are doing from their main sensor, because they've removed the 3x optical, you're kind of missing some lenses there for portraits. The 200 megapixel lens will be able to bend down to a 2x and a 3x style portrait lens. So ultimately, like iPhone are saying, not that Samsung are copying iPhone, there's like 20 lenses. There's technically 20 different focal lengths you can probably get through out of this phone. So we're going to essentially have the 3x incorporated into the main lens. We'll have a 5x periscope zoom lens and a 10x periscope zoom lens, which is meant to be being upgraded as well in megapixels, not to the 8K lens, but sharper, clearer images. 100 times zoom with the new sensor on the 10x optical, which, by the way, I will praise Samsung for this because they deserve it. The zoom on the Samsung is unbelievable. The zoom on the Xiaomi 13 Ultra is fantastic, but for me, Samsung do the best zoom still. So the fact that they're upgrading their lenses and keeping the same optical range, yeah, well done, Samsung. Now, as far as other hardware, I've got a couple of things written down. The build. Again, I feel like a phone manufacturer's done this recently. Maybe pop in the comments below if you can think who it might be. But there'll be a titanium version of the S24 Ultra. It's not going to look like this. To be fair, this image was stolen from, I believe, Tom's Guide. So thank you, Tom's Guide. I'll credit you in the description. I wish the S24 Ultra will look like this, but it won't. The S24 Ultra will look like, and let me just snap off this case. He says, better, easier said than done. Oh, this case is on. There we go. There you go. That's what the S24 Ultra will look like. That might be a bit bigger, but other than that, there you go. And it'll be titanium, so it'll be slightly lighter, just like that other phone company has done. And there will be a pen still incorporated at the bottom, which is fantastic. Now, all they need to do is incorporate that pen into the Z Fold lineup, which apparently they're going to do. And apparently they're going to do big things with outer screen, but I'm going to make a separate video on the Z Fold 6. I just want to stick with S24 Ultra and talk about two more things that I've written down here that I feel are worth talking about. A fantastic trend is hitting the smartphone lineups nearing the end of 2023, and it's all to do with battery. The industry standard seemed to be 5,000 milliamp hours. That was the peak of what people were looking towards. Yes, I know there are gaming phones that have more, but they're sacrificing a lot of other things to get that huge battery in there. But for flagship phones, 5,000 milliamp hours was the pinnacle. We've recently had the Vivo X100 Pro in the studio. Love that device. It had a 5,400 milliamp hour. I've ordered the Realme GT5 Pro. I believe it's around the same. Well, the S24 Ultra will have a larger battery, and I am going to put money on this. So anybody wants to bet with me in the comments, just say I'm up for that bet. £10 the bet. £10 says that the charging speeds on the S24 Ultra will be faster than the S23 Ultra. So for recap, 45 watts wired and I believe 20 watts, maybe 15. It's somewhere between 15 and 25 watts wireless. I can't be arsed checking. You fact check me in the comments. But I think it's going to be closer to 40 watts wireless and 60 watts wired. Hallelujah. Because when you've got a huge battery, it almost negates the fact when you have to charge it for 2 hours. So if their charging speeds are getting quicker, I am on board with that. Now, the last thing we have to talk about is price. And sadly, all of this comes at a cost. The better cameras, the bigger battery, the titanium build, the 8 Gen 3 chip, the better software. One UI software is fantastic. Price-wise, I believe the base 256 gigabyte model, £1,299 or $1,299. One thing I will never slag Samsung off for is their trade-in deals. If you have an S23 Ultra in good condition, I think Samsung are going to offer $1,000, which ultimately means you're paying $500 to get the S24 Ultra in titanium with half a terabyte of storage and 16 gigabytes of RAM. I'm up for that. However, I live in the UK and we will not get £1,000 trade-in, sadly. We will be more looking at £750 to £800 trade-in. Yes, you in America get it pretty sweet. And there's no point trying to import it because the fees you have to pay in tax almost negate that. So if any American fans or viewers are watching, thanks. But honestly, by the time I pay customs, it'd be cheaper buying it in the UK. So there we have it. There's the rumours, the leaks, the nigh on confirmed. I guess the last thing to tell you is when you can expect all this. Everything points towards the end of January 2024. So as I record this 6 weeks from now, you should have the S24 Ultra, if not in your hand, pre-ordered. If you've got any questions about the S24 Ultra or anything else, you know what to do. And until next time,